Who says crafting is a dying art? I'm finding crafters all over the Middle Tennessee area who make unique items that'll be passed down for generations to come. Welcome to HandMade Tennessee. I'm Kimberly Vance along with my special guest today, Justin Reed. Hi Justin, how are you?
Doing great, Kimberly, and you?
Doing wonderfully. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Well, thank you for having me.
We were talking about this. I've gotten the opportunity to see you lately, and I was discussing with my children, who I usually run things through, anyway, and some other folks. We were talking about how amazing your craft is.
Well, thank you.
Now, it's not necessarily like a quilting or something like that, but it is very unique, and it is unusual in the facts that not everybody can do it.
Yes.
Or at least I don't think everybody can. You're going to show us a little bit today.
A lot of people try. Sometimes they don't always succeed, but a lot of people do try.
Well, I'll tell them what it is. It's balloon art.
Exactly.
Is that what you actually call it, or do you call it balloon tying?
Balloon art, balloon animals. Anything with the word balloon in the title normally will get you there.
Okay.
There's no official title, but balloon animals. I'm making balloon animals. That always works.
Oh, this is so fun. I tell you what, I have laughed about this because you make some of the funniest, would you call them creatures or?
Creatures, animals.
Whatever. Do you actually have any that you have named and have sitting around your house and stuff? Or is that something we shouldn't talk about probably?
Well, they don't last that long. They'll only last about 2 to 4 weeks unless you put them in the refrigerator. For some reason, if you put them in the refrigerator, they will last longer. But I have a balloon animal I made, one of the first ones I made back in 2005, and it's just a crumpled up pile of balloons now. That's the only one that I've kept.
But it's still special?
Yes.
Oh, neat. How did you get interested in this?
Well, I bought one of the cheap kits at the store one day. You know, comes with a pump and 15, 20 balloons and, you know, an instruction to make a dog and a dinosaur and a sword.
Did you say it was like a $1 kit or something?
$1, $1.50. You know, I did that and I was like, oh, this is fun. And then I begged my mother to take me back to the store and I bought another kit and another kit. Another kit, and then I eventually, where I am now, where I order 600, 700 balloons at a time off the internet.
Wow. So when you do a party or something, do you know, like according to how many people will be at the party, kind of roughly how many balloons you'll need for that?
And I generally just always have more than you need because sometimes they will pop, unfortunately, but sometimes you can play off of that and have fun with the kids.
Yeah. Oh, that's fun.
Make them think it's their fault.
I know at the last function that we saw you over at the Civic Center, there was all these kids were walking around with all these big hats.
Yeah, hats, and they all wanted flowers and poodles. And the thing I like about events like that is if you get the one kid in the front of the line that wants a flower, then the next 10 kids in the line also want a flower, and so you can get them what they want.
Them out.
But you can also have fun while you're doing it.
Yeah. And you were talking about the more elaborate things.
Yes.
Usually is very time, I guess, time restricted.
Consuming.
Yeah.
Reserve them more for birthday parties. Like behind us here, we have the Roadrunner from Looney Tunes.
This is amazing. I've just got to show this. This is absolutely amazing. This looks just like the Roadrunner.
Well, I try.
Yeah, I think that you do a little more than try. You succeed.
Well, thank you.
Well, show us some of your things that you do.
Well,
let's make some fun little stuff.
Well, always. That's what we're here to do, isn't it?
Roadrunner.
Make sure it doesn't fall off there. We'll show the one we have here on the table first. This is one of my favorite, easiest ones to do. It's a parrot sitting on a perch. You know, I was on vacation one time and a pirate made me a parrot on the perch, or on my shoulder. I always thought that was so cool, and so I eventually wanted one, and then learn how to make the parrot on the perch. Makes a great gift to boyfriends, girlfriends, or your mothers for Mother's Day. You can sit it up on the mantle.
That's cute. You could even run it through your arm, I guess, couldn't you?
You can, or I can actually make them where it'll sit on your shoulder.
Oh, you're kidding. All right, you'll have to show us that too. Well, show us a little something here. All
right, well, first off, this is the standard balloon. It's not a round balloon, but it's a long balloon. It's 60 inches long if it's fully inflated. Okay. Normally don't inflate them all the way because you want to leave room at the end for the twisting.
Yeah, I
like
see
this
too
one
on
has.
this one.
Because if you blow it up all the way, then try to twist, it's more likely to pop because the air has to go somewhere. The air can't just stay where it's at because it expands because it's a balloon.
Because you twist it.
Exactly.
All right.
So you always want to leave room for stuff.
Now, can you do will any regular balloon twist, or it has to be a special
The round ones will twist. They're harder to do. Of course, obviously, don't blow them up all the way. Right. But you can twist them in half, and if you're making big things, you can make eyeballs out of them or wheels for cars. So there are uses for the round balloons. Wow. I normally like to keep those with me when I'm doing events, like you said, at the Civic Center for the little kids that want something, but they're not old enough to have something big. I'll blow them up a round balloon and draw a cartoon character face on it and give it to them.
Now, did you have any kind of art classes, or you just? I guess you've just seen.
I've always loved to doodle. And I still doodle to this day, and I've seen other balloon artists on the internet, how they draw faces, you know, It used to take me a long time to draw a face on an animal, but now I've got it down in just a few seconds. You know, just eyes, the eyebrows, the nose, the mouth. I mean, you don't want it to look sloppy, but you also, you know, it doesn't necessarily have to be a masterpiece.
Right.
You just want it something that, you know, it gets done.
Right.
And the kids normally love it regardless of how the face looks. Sometimes they make the eyes winking, the tongue sticks out on the dogs. You know, it just depends on what you're making and the audience.
Oh, I'd say there are lots of happy faces everywhere you go.
Oh, yeah.
That's fine. Now, the funny thing is you're actually, this is not, I assume this is not going to be your career.
No.
Okay, this is really kind of a sideline for you.
It's just something you know, having a stressful week and you have a party lined up on the weekend, you know you're going to go have some fun, make some kids happy.
That's
you know,
nice.
Sometimes when you're also just having a stressful day, you can just go off in your room and make a couple of balloon animals just for you. Because my favorite, you asked me, you know, if I keep them, most of mine don't look right. Because if I have an idea in my head, most of the times I can make it. But it might take me a few tries. So I'll just start making it, and if it messes up, then I'll just start over. But I don't do that in front of people because I don't want them to see. But I have had a balloon graveyard before in my living room, just trying to make things like the Roadrunner. He took a while, but he turned out just fine.
Wow. Now, did you actually find a pattern, or did you have him?
I saw the picture of him. But that's all I had to go off of.
So you could just
and
kind
so
of.
then I just made it up as I went, and
wow.
I'm still always, you know, changing my techniques. Nothing is never set in stone. I found new ways to attach this, or you know, fold or bend that, so it works better. But
see, that's what's amazing is that you don't have any tapes or glues or anything.
Nope.
You've twisted that.
That's all 100% balloons, and there's about 6 knots in it to keep it from deflating. But that's all it is.
All right, I'm gonna quit talking to you. Make us something.
Well,
every time you start to make us something, I start talking to you about something else. Yes, do it again.
Yeah. You just make sure you have a balloon pump because you can inflate them by mouth, but if you're not trained to do it, then it can be, you know, you might pop a blood vessel, and we don't want to do that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll show you in a second. I'll show you how to do it, but don't do it at home.
To pop a blood vessel?
No, how to not pop a blood vessel, how to blow it up with your mouth.
All right, good.
Pay attention. See, if you notice, I left just a little bit of room at the end. Usually just judge it by finger length. That's about 4 finger lengths. Of course, everybody's finger is different, but it gives you a rough measurement.
Okay.
And this is the first one that I ever learned how to make, and I actually wear a pin on my suspenders of a balloon dog.
That's cute.
And so I'm just going to show you how to make it, and I'll describe the parts as we make it. How's that sound?
All right.
So you're just going to start to twist. You just pinch it and twist. It's as simple as that. And so there we're going to have the nose of the dog. We'll start off with the dog, and then we'll bend up, and that'll be the ears of the dog and the top of the head. And just you twist it. When you twist about 4 to 6 times, and that locks the balloon in place. You know, some kids will like to throw it around, and if you twist it 4 to 6 times, then the balloon will not come undone. It locks on itself, basically.
Yeah.
You're just going to do a little neck. You can change up the lengths on all these and still make them turn out. I'll do just another loop like that for the front legs. You want to come halfway through the rest of the balloon. See, we're running out of room on the end here.
Oh, I see that. Yeah, you had left the...
But we're almost done, so that's all that matters. And see, there's the body. Then we just fold this back over. And there you have your puppy dog.
That is so cute. And this is the first one that you learned?
The first one that I learned, that's what we always refer to as the standard balloon. But
that is so cute.
I like it.
Do you ever get called for any adult parties? Do people say, hey, I've got a bunch of friends coming over?
I've had some that said they wanted me to. They never actually went through with it. But when I've worked at events with a big long line, there will be adults that will get in the line. And you know, you think they're waiting in line for their son or daughter, and they ask for a sword. And like, well, okay, who's it for? It's for me. It's all right.
All right.
You know,
hey, everybody likes to have fun, regardless of how old we are. Oh, that is just cute. So this is the very first one.
Yes.
Where'd you find a commemorative pin like that? I guess it's something that...
Place that I purchased my balloons from. They also had the pins. And so I thought, well, since it's my favorite animal to make, and it's my favorite color blue, I might as well just go ahead and buy them. I also like pins. That's why I always wear a smiley face on this side. I always try to brighten up the, you know, the child, because sometimes they might be frowning while they're waiting in line, and they see this and they always smile. Every time they see the smiley pin, they always smile. So that's why I always wear my smiley pin.
That's fun. You could even paint eyes and stuff on this.
Oh, you can. I mean, you just take your permanent marker wherever it went.
You've got a nice little kit going there.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. It's the manliest apron that there is. But you just take your marker, and it's just simple. You just draw, you know, 2 dots for the eyes, and you're going to do some eyebrows in there. Some dots. Again, have the tongue sticking out, and that's how you do just the standard dog.
Oh, that's adorable. That is just adorable. I'm going to stand him right here.
We're going to have a lot of stuff up there when we finish.
Oh, I hope so. That's going to be fun. Then I'll have to turn the studio real cold so it'll be preserved for a few weeks.
Exactly, because that's what we want. We want the next show and the next show to see this. Oh,
right.
Hey, who was in here last? But so I mentioned earlier about inflating it with your mouth. This is something I like to do, especially for the little kids who are waiting in line and they've been waiting in line for 20 or 30 minutes. They want a balloon. Most little girls, they want a poodle. They don't want a puppy dog. They want a poodle. And I say, well, I've been making balloon animals for about 7 years. I've probably made over 2,000 poodles. And I've done it so much I can actually do it without looking.
Really?
Would you like to see it?
Yes, I would like to see that.
All right. Well, let's just go with red's always a good color for a poodle dog. When you're blowing balloons, it also works with the round ones. If you'll stretch it beforehand, it can inflate possibly a little bit more. Just depends. But since this is a poodle dog, poodles are small dogs, so we necessarily don't need to inflate the balloon as much as we did for the puppy dog.
All right, makes
just
sense.
a little bit will work. And it's just magic. You just go...
That's cool.
Just like that. But you have to practice for years and years to be able to do that.
So you don't burst
So you don't hurt your cheeks.
I had never thought about that. I hate blowing up balloons. Like for birthday parties and stuff, I hate doing it.
I love it, but it's just me.
I think I'm going to think about investing in a pump.
I love balloon pumps. They're great. They have some that pump air just one way, like the ones that come in the dollar kits. And this one is a more balloon artist made. And actually with the holes in the bottom, it pumps air in and out.
Oh. What is the benefit of that?
You can inflate the balloon in twice the time, or half the time, twice as fast.
Twice as fast.
So you can get through potentially more people in the line
and then,
as you're working.
If you forget what it is, it's very cleverly labeled balloon
Exactly.
pump.
But it gets even better if you can't read English. It's also in Spanish.
Well, there you go.
Just in case you were wondering. So we're going to start with the poodle. Like I said, I'm not going to look. I'm going to be staring up at the ceiling here, but I'm going to still tell you what I'm doing. So we're going to start out, once again, with the face of the dog. Of course, poodles have ears. They all have ears. They also always have a top of the head. That's that. We're going to make another ear. Always have 2 ears. We're just going to twist the ear and the neck, or the face back together. Ta-da. We're going to make a little neck for the poodle. Right like that. And of course, poodles, they always have a leg. And they always have a foot. And they always have another foot. That's what happens when you don't twist it enough. Always have another foot, and they always have another leg. Then you just twist that together, straighten it up, and there you have half a poodle. Still not looking, by the way. Then you have the body of the poodle. First you're going to have the other leg, the other foot. Once again, going back up, other foot, and finally you have the other leg. Let's see, let's straighten that one up a little bit there. There we go.
Is there a mirror or something?
No, there's not. And then finally, for the piece de resistance, poodles, a lot of people like to shave their tails and leave a puffball at the end.
Now, how in the world did you do that?
And there's a poodle dog without even looking.
Oh, that is so cute. Oh, that is adorable.
And of course, all the little girls want one because they like it. They normally request pink.
All right,
pink
this one's
poodle.
mine. I mean, I'll give it to somebody else.
You'll get it after the show's over.
That's right.
We'll have everything else back here, but we're missing a red poodle.
Yeah.
But it's always fun. You can.
Oh, that is adorable. And you figure you've made over 2,000 of these easily?
That's a safe guesstimate.
Wow.
I would assume so, because that was one of the. I learned that one right after I learned the regular dog. So it's been made and made and made, and poodle after poodle after poodle.
That is cute.
And they never believe that you can make it with your eyes closed. Never believe you. I don't know why. You think if somebody wears a red bow tie and suspenders, you could believe them, but apparently have to prove it. But I can't, so that's all that matters.
That is so cute. Now, what else do you do? I know this one involved multiple balloons.
Multiple balloons. That one's a total of 4. For birthday parties and stuff, I can actually make Mario and Luigi. They're about 10 to 11 balloons a piece, and I can actually weave a basket out of balloons. Of course, that takes some time, and put flowers in it. Great gifts for mothers and grandmothers.
Great idea.
So you can always also do baby shower gifts with that as a centerpiece.
That's cute.
And
now, how long does it take you to do a basket?
It takes me about 25 minutes to do a basket because it's literally, you have to weave a basket. Well, with the balloons, you take the inflated balloons and you weave it within itself, and it looks like a real basket.
Wow. And how big does it end up being?
Well, any size really, but it's generally this, by about this big, just the basket, and then you have flowers coming out of it.
Oh, that's cute. With the balloon flowers.
With the balloon flowers.
That's cute. And I know my girls, at the last function we saw you at, my girls were all walking through with balloons and stuff. Or all the girls, and then mine also all had the flower balloons.
Oh, yeah.
They love those too.
I'm glad you mentioned flower because I'm actually going to show you how I make one. There are many different ways. And I found these at the place that I order all my balloons from, and I thought, this is amazing. Everybody just loves it. And it's not a long balloon, but it's not a round balloon. It's what we call a specialty balloon.
Oh, that's
actually
cool.
Forms into the flower. And so you can make all the flowers look the same size when you make a bouquet. Will you hold that for me?
Oh, that's a good idea. I will.
Because bouquets are always great. Some people want a flower as a hat. You can do that. Of course, you can do it as a corsage, like I said, in baskets.
Wow. What a good idea. Now let me ask you, why did you blow this one up and not use the pump? Is there a reason for that?
It is because that one, with the pressure that it is, sometimes it's easier to do it by mouth because you can feel how much more it needs to inflate.
Okay.
And also, these are made for blowing up the long balloons. And so it takes a long time to inflate that with this one. And now, if you notice, there's actually a hole in the middle of the balloon. And we're just going to pull the other balloon through it, right like that. I'm going to show you one of my special tricks. I learned this a few years ago from another balloon artist. And what you do, if you want to make a bend in a balloon, you know, like a straight L, what you do is you take the balloon and you pinch it. You just let the air out.
Well, how
and it forms the pinch.
So, I'll be.
And it's great when you're trying to make people. You can easily do elbows and kneecaps. But then you just twist this. And of course, flowers always have two petals. You just twist that one in half again.
Wow,
flowers
that's
and
so cute.
They can carry it around with them. And
see, now this would be a beautiful present. It would be an unusual present for somebody because, like, I know most of the people in my life, honestly, that I know, there is nothing that I can get them that if they don't need or want, they haven't already gotten themselves. But I guarantee you, nobody on my present list has a bouquet of balloon flowers.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's cute.
And it's great, you know, if you have a birthday party to go to that, you know, I'm just going to as a friend, make them something if it's a little kid, you know, I'll make them like the Roadrunner or Mario or a really big, ginormous hat for them. Yeah. And that's my present to them. It also makes great present. Like I can, at the holiday time, I can make Santa Claus and reindeer and snowmen and all these different things, Christmas wreaths. I can make that for, you know, festive times.
Oh, that's fun. Well, make us something else. I know, I don't know if this is doable or not, but someone in the studio today requested the Hello Kitty type.
The Hello Kitty, I can do that. I reserve that more for birthday parties, but I'll just make a regular cat. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Now this one is going to involve your assistance just a little bit.
Okay.
Because I only have 2 hands and I need about 4.
All right. I have 2. That'll work out great.
Once again, never inflate it all the way unless you just want it straight, unless you want a snake. And people do request snakes. You would find that they wouldn't, but they're dead serious when they want a snake and you can't talk them out of it to save their life. But if you'll hold this, go ahead and make a cat body for us.
All right. There you go. How's that?
Close, but no cigar. I'll tell you what we'll do. I'll show you so you can make it next time. How's that sound?
That sounds good.
We're just going to make a big letter O. And we're just going to twist this in right here. And that's going to end up being our cat's body right there. And we're just going to take this and squeeze the air out, bend it, and there's actually going to be our cat's tail.
Oh, that's cute.
So now we're just going to set this on the table because we're not done yet. Because you know this is only the body of a cat and a tail. Right. And so what is it missing?
The head.
Exactly. So what we're going to do is, can you hold your finger straight up for me? Right like that. And don't press against me.
Okay.
What we're going to do is we're going to take this round balloon, we're going to place it right here and don't move. You ready?
Oh, how neat.
Thank you for your help.
You're welcome. Oh, it's my pleasure. That's fun.
That's why I like to make cats, because, I mean, how often do you get to show how you can make a heart out of a round balloon?
That was a round one.
And you just twist it in. And of course, cats always need a face, don't they? I know all cats have a face, the ones that I've seen anyway. So you just take your marker regular markers work. I like Sharpies. You can actually even do it with an ink pen if you do it very gently, but it's not as bold.
Yes, and it seems like, too, you run the risk of popping it.
You can, but I like Sharpie because you can just do it fast. Of course, they have all different colors. When you make black items, you can use the silver and the gold ones, and you can, you know, if you really have the time, you can make it look amazing.
Yeah.
But, you know, all cats, of course, they have the standard slit eyes with the circle around them. That's just how all cats are. Little triangle. Of course, cat's ears are always triangles, regardless of which cat you have.
Oh, that's
just how you make a cat.
Oh, that is so cute.
So when you go home, you can tell your family that you helped make a balloon animal today.
Well, that I stood and watched, held my finger up. But yeah, I'll say I helped until they see the show.
Yeah, exactly. They won't have to know until they see it, and then, you know, they might not see this episode.
Now, this brings me to a question. When you were talking about this, are there actually competitions? I would assume that there are competitions.
There's one. The big convention is held in Las Vegas every year. It's called Diamond. Diamond is a balloon producer.
Oh.
And so they sponsor it. Thousands and thousands of twisters. That's what balloon artists are technically referred to as twisters. That's generally just between us, though, because not if you say you're a twister, no one knows if you're playing the game, if you're a tornado, or what. But they go, and you should see the designs that come out of there. Full-length sculptures, you know, as tall as we are, made out of balloons.
Have you been?
I have not been yet. I'm hoping to go in the next few years when I can get out to Las Vegas. It's always during school time, though, for me, so I'm always having a hard time getting away from school and justifying it with going to a balloon animal convention.
Yeah, I can see
that never works with the school board.
Right. And you're actually in college right now, aren't you?
At MTSU.
Wow.
And so I've done this down there a couple of times already. A couple of different on-school organizations have wanted me to do balloons at their event on campus. So
I'd say you're a hit at parties. Everybody's probably like, let's call Justin, let's call Justin.
Everybody is, you know. And I love to do the birthday parties because
that's fine.
It's fun, you know, the kids have a good time, and there's normally cake.
Yeah.
And I do like to eat cake.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that either.
No, ma'am.
What else you got to tell us about?
What isn't there to tell you about? I mean, I can make almost any animal you'd want and more.
How about a cow? Do you make a cow?
Only at birthday parties. It's a big hat that's about this long.
A cow hat?
Yeah, it's a longhorn, has the big antlers on it, the big nose and everything.
Oh, that's cute.
That's one of the things, but I can do it, but it normally is just birthday parties only.
Okay, all right.
That's how I like to.
So that's a special thing.
I like to do that, you know, some kids want it, and if there's not a long line, I'll make it, but I'll be like, you know, I do it at birthday parties, and most mothers or fathers want my business card anyways.
Right.
Be like, you know, that's an incentive sometimes to get them thinking about the birthday party.
And does this help you? I assume that you, what you make doing this helps you with your college.
Sure.
All right. Well, all right.
I'm going into broadcasting in college, but it helps, you know.
Yeah.
It all helps one way or another. I'll do one thing for my grandma. She was my transportation to the studio this afternoon. She loves butterflies.
Oh, yeah.
And so I
gathered that.
Yeah. I believe this is her favorite thing that I make. Will you hold this one for me?
Certainly.
This is actually a two-balloon creation, and I like to do it because if the little kid does not want a flower, then they normally want a butterfly. And so I always ask, you know, what are their two favorite colors? Well, since I like blue, light blue and dark blue complement each other very well. And, you know, a butterfly is a lesson in symmetry.
Right.
Balloon butterflies are the same way. Because you're going to make a little wing.
Whoops.
You scared it.
I did, didn't I?
It's okay.
At least I didn't pop it.
Ooh, you don't say the P word, please.
Does it scare the balloons bad?
It scares the balloons. I mean, look at this. You just made the poodle fall.
I did. Made him jump right off there.
I think it's a her. I've never seen a male red poodle, but there could be one. What we take, if you notice, these look roughly the same. You know, like I said, butterfly is a lesson in symmetry. What you take, and you have the bottom wings of the butterfly. You can stop here and be like, ta-da, but I don't.
That's pretty cool right there. That's a feat.
But what I like to do, especially when they pick complementing colors, is offset them. You know, light and dark and everything. And the one thing I love about making balloon animals is I'm usually the only one that knows what it looks like. Which is good, because sometimes they don't always turn out like you want them to.
Right, so you can make it up as you go?
I mean, this one's turning out perfect. I'm not just saying that because this one's messed up, but sometimes, like one time I had a little boy that wanted a moth. So I made him a butterfly and didn't tell him.
And he enjoyed his moth.
He enjoyed it just as much, because to him it was what he wanted. You see when you're all done.
That's neat how you mash that down and make make the air move.
But then you
that
have
is beautiful.
a little butterfly, and then you could make him fly down, and his her antennas fly everywhere.
Oh, that is gorgeous.
But it's just fun. Sometimes you get bored, and a lot of the animals start out in the same way. They have the same generic body, and then you just keep going and adding on to it. You change something here, and all of a sudden it's a different animal. And I like to do that because you never know what you get. Sometimes it's fun just to sit around and start twisting. You're like, oh, well, this could be this or this could be that.
Have you made up your own animals?
I have. I have made up a few. One of them is Perry the platypus.
Oh, I love Perry.
I do too. I actually had a person who was doing an event, and they requested Perry, and there was a long line. I said, tell you what. So I'd seen their parents had been there for a while. I said, tell you what, if you'll just stand over here to the side, I'll work on it when I get time.
Right.
Because I love challenges. Because I work on it, in my free time. And by the end of the night, I had Perry the platypus mastered.
Oh, that's neat.
And so I like to do it at birthday parties and go hide it for the kids.
Oh, yeah,
and they try to find him, but you never know.
If we wanted you to do a party for us, how would we get in touch with you?
Well, I'm on Facebook. Just search Justin Reed the Balloon Dude.
Okay.
Just type in any of that, and you can get to me. If you go to just my regular Facebook page, it's just Justin Reed. You can get to me through that way, too.
Okay.
Or you can call me at 615-785-3595.
Okay.
You can get to me that way. I'm sure they could even contact BLTV, and y'all would forward their information on to me.
Yeah. Justin Reed the Balloon Dude.
Yes, ma'am.
On
that
Facebook.
Is me. That is me.
Fantastic. Well, this has absolutely been a blast.
Well, thank you very much.
And I did mention, I think, if I didn't, that all your little friends are wanting to stay here with us today.
Yes.
Well, okay?
That is perfectly fine. They're my gift to you.
Thank you very much. We've had a blast today.
Oh, I've enjoyed it.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for letting me hang.
I really appreciate it. Well, that's our show for today. Thanks very much to our special guest, Justin Reed, the Balloon Dude. If you'd like to get in touch with us, you can contact us at our email address at handmadetn@bltv.net, or you can like us on Facebook at HandMade Tennessee. I'm Kimberly Vance, and I hope that you've been inspired to create your own HandMade Tennessee. If you enjoyed today's show, check us out on Facebook for other shows and information at www.facebook.com/HandmadeTennessee. You can also email us your comments or suggestions to handmadetn@bltv.net.